Hello everyone, Silverconundrum here. I come to you today with a question. But first, I'd like to give a shout out to all the new subscribers. I greatly appreciate you and thank you for taking the time to hit the subscribe button. To everybody else, if you have not subscribed, please do so. Hit the subscribe button on the bottom right hand side. There's going to be a list of people that I like to give a shout out to in the descriptions below. It's going to be AG Skyflyer, Miss Anna T, Silver 5150. Then you also have Fred Gars, Silver Game of Thrones, and X-Pack Stacker. I'll leave a description and a link down in the descriptions to them. So here's the question I want to ask you guys. Do you know where you're going? Like on your journey? Because here's the thing. If you know where you're going, you know how you're going to get there. So what this means is, if you're going to stack 100 ounces of silver in a given period of time, this is a vehicle that you're going to have to take. You know that you're going to have to work extra overtime, or you're going to have to sacrifice on something, or you may have to pick up another side job, or even just cut back on little things. So you see how this question comes into play? There's a lot that goes into what happened. Last night, I watched them add 2 billion ounces of paper silver to the markets. I'm on night shift still, so I get to watch these things. And I was laughing the entire time. Every time they would add these little paper notes to the COMEX, I'd still watch silver fight its way back up. Now, if you do any reading at all, you'll also notice that last night, the EU released their, well, what do you call that? Their economic report. And they were down roughly about 20 or 21% on their gross GDP. That's not good, guys. That's another driving factor. So between the GDP being released for the UK, or the EU, excuse me, and then you also had people buying up silver like it's going out of style, things just a perfect storm right now. Not to mention, President Trump of the United States, his executive order takes effect in September 1st for cutting all payroll taxes for anybody who makes less than $4,000. Bi-weekly, of course. Now, there's a lot going on around here. And you might be watching a lot of other channels. And if you listened to them yesterday, a lot of them were freaking out, talking about how silver dropped and it's the end of the world. And then some of them, you're talking about how they flipped, they flip-flopped. They're like, oh my God, silver's going to hit $30, $31, $32 an ounce. And then they drop back and say, oh my God, I told you guys so. I told you there's a pullback coming. Listen here. You remember what I asked you guys earlier? Do you know where you're going? Because if you do, you know how you're going to have to get there. Watch what the people say. If they start asking you to buy merchandise so they can get a kickback, if they start asking you to do anything where they can get a piece of the pie off of you, well, guess what? You already know the destination, and you know the vehicle that they're going to use to get there. That vehicle is you. There is a lot of channels that I listen to. I want to learn from everybody. Just because I've stacked for 30 years of my 39 years of existence doesn't mean anything, guys. I'm learning stuff from people every day. And if you've been stacking for any length of time, that means you have something to teach. That means you have something you can learn from somebody else. Don't fall into the trap of you know everything because you've stacked longer than the guy beside you. It's usually the newest guy that comes on the block that actually has a lot to teach because he has a lot of questions. He may look at things from a new angle. Things that you've never thought about before. So as you're watching these channels out there and they're asking you to buy a product just so they can get a kickback off of it, you really got to wonder to yourself if that is something that you really want to be a part of. Are they teaching you something for you to learn? Or are they just rambling BS out there for you to keep your attention? Because if they're just trying to keep your attention, then they're doing exactly what they're supposed to be doing. But if they're out there trying to teach you something, then guess what? You got to sit back and ask yourself, what did you learn out of that video? Did you learn something new, or is that just them trying to make a couple dollars off of you? So I'll revert back to the question again. Do you know where you're going? I do. I'm going to work right now to work a 12-hour shift so I can make enough money to pay my bills and convert my fiat currency over to real physical silver money. Guys, only you know your destination. Only you know how to accomplish what you want to accomplish. Myself and anybody else cannot tell you what to do. Only you can do what is best for you. I hope you understand what I'm trying to say to you. Guys, whatever you do, learn everything you can from everybody you can. And you also need to learn to filter out all of the BS from everybody. When you sit back and you learn, when you sit back and you look and you watch who is actually trying to use you just to get a free dollar, a free meal, or free something out of you, then you realize the ones that are really just there to abuse you. Just don't let them do it. Anyway, guys, I hope you all have a great night, great day for some of you. I'll talk to y'all later. I'm gonna head into work here shortly, and hopefully this video will be uploaded before some of y'all go to bed. Guys, keep moving forward. Keep stacking no matter what. Just stack at your own pace. Alright, guys. Y'all have a good night. Have a good day. I'll catch y'all later. Bye.